Hello everybody, John Wild from the Eco Guys, and today we're going to talk about recycling vape cartridges. Okay, these are becoming very, very popular because people do believe that this is healthier than smoking cigarettes. I'm not too sure. I don't vape, but I get a lot of these through the Eco Guys to scrap, to recycle. And we're starting a vape recycling program. People are sending me vapes from everywhere. In fact, I had one person drop off to me. Well, let me show you a whole bunch of them. So we're going to show you what's inside these, and I guess if you're really good, you know what you're doing, you can scrap them yourselves. I would advise that you be very careful because there are chemicals in here, vape chemicals, and there's battery with battery acid and all kinds of funky things inside here. So be very careful when you do it, and if you're unsure about doing it, you can always package these things up, put a little box together. Once the box is full, send it to the Eco Guys, and the information to do that's on our website, and all that's in the description of this video to get in touch with us. So let's see what's in these things, okay? Let's see what now. First thing I'm going to do, off camera here a little bit. Now, this might surprise you that I'm not using reusable gloves, but unfortunately my reusable gloves are reusing someplace else, and I do have these as backup. But I guarantee you, when I'm done using these gloves, these little plastic gloves, they will not wind up in the trash. They will wind up going back to the grocery store with other plastic bags that I might run into and be recycled. So, yeah. I think I put that on the wrong hand. Is there a right and wrong hand with these things? I don't know. I'm unsure. It just feels kind of funky. I think I definitely put it on the wrong hand. Here, hold on. Put this one on. Yeah, I definitely got this one on the wrong hand. So I'm gonna flip it around here. And eye protection as well. It's just a good idea to be safe. All right, so let's put that glove on. Okay. Yeah, bend over, sir. This won't hurt. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we're going to open this up now. Vape cartridges are usually pretty easy to open. You just need 2 pliers to do that with. So we're going to get old Rusty out here. Everyone says, yeah, these things are so rusty. I love them rusty and dirty. I love handling them with my bare hands, and I'm finished. I got rust stains on my hand. Yeah, baby, I love dirt. All right, so then we're going to grab this the handle that goes into your mouth, or the piece that goes into your mouth, and we're going to grab that little black piece in the very front of the vape, and then we turn, and eventually, boom, the back pops off. Okay, now when the back pops off, you drop it. No, you look inside, and there is a little cotton filter. Here we go. All right, that's waste. It just can't be recycled, so that's waste. And then the mouthpiece is just a very hard piece of plastic. I'm not really certain, but I do believe this is probably polyethylene or something hard, maybe even a PVC. Okay, and I'll tell you how I recycle these when I'm done towards the end here. So we're going to put that aside. And we're going to continue fishing out what's inside there. So we've got to try to figure out how to do that. Yes, I've done this before, but we're kind of venturing this together, so I don't drop my tools. So I'll get my little needle nose, and I'll reach in there, and I'll push. And that should be, I imagine we'd be pushing it out the other end. It's not doing it this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab, there's a big cotton filter insert, and this is, folks, when you vape, yeah, there you go. This thing is soaked with the vape juice, and that's what it heats it up, and that's what you're putting in here right there. So that's waste. That goes to the trash. And You grab this little filter thing, this little clear plastic. It's a little clear, sorry, I'm trying to get myself centered on this camera. It's just a clear piece of plastic, okay? So that goes right here for now. And there's more in there. So you got to reach inside. Now this is where it gets kind of grody. All right. That is, again, part of what is soaked with what you're vaping. And it is really bad. I'm not even going to touch it with these gloves. It's a cotton filament with soaked in the vape stuff. We're going to just drop that right into the trash over here, unfortunately. Now, I reach in there and again grab the next piece in this little tube, and that is basically got a very, very small, okay, making a lot of noise here, very small piece of metal right there that kind of holds it in, no big deal. Another hard piece of plastic, we'll set right there. And now we got to get the battery out. So we're going to take this, I'm going to grab a hold of the front again, and I'm going to pull on the front where that light is. And when I do that, it pulls out the battery. Now, this is a regular battery. I looked it up, and these are actually batteries that heat up the heating filament. That's that little piece of metal right there that goes through it, heats it up, and that's how you vape. But the battery is pretty powerful because it heats it up quickly. So what we're going to simply do is I'm going to take my my little pair of snipper snizzers. Aren't these cute? And I'm going to cut, and you just smell. It smells like, this is supposed to be like cherry. I mean, you could just smell the cherry coming out of this thing. Doesn't smell half bad, but it's really bad for you. So I'm going to snip the little wires off. And if you look, there's actually a little, let me center the camera, dang it. There's actually a little board right there. So actually, I'm a crazy guy. I'm actually going to put that small little board, because I got hundreds of vapes. You get so many of them, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to put that little board in with my little boards, because, you know, it's got to be recycled. No gold on it, so that's all right. And then I got these little micro wires. Look how small these things are. Let me sit on the camera. Look, very small. You're like, oh my God, you're not going to, are you? Yes. These are going to go into a little container, and they will be turned in as copper. Hey, I'm crazy. Doesn't matter. And then you got the shell. Sorry, center camera. You got the shell. This is actually, most of them are aluminum. So let's test this. Get my magnet over here. And, you know, whenever I grab my magnet, it like hooks onto everything else in the world. Look at all this stuff that's coming with it. Absolutely. It's aluminum. Doesn't stick. Now, I wanted to test this just to make sure that it is aluminum and not brass or something, because that could be. I mean, you know, stranger things have happened in this world. So what we're going to do, how am I going to do that? Let's see here. Let's do it the easy way. I'm going to reach in, grab my utility knife, and we're going to scrapey, scrape, scrape, scrape. Definitely aluminum. That'd be great if these were brass, though, wouldn't it? So basically, here's another one that I did already. See, I was kind of pretending like I didn't, you know, that I was exploring it with you, but I've done these before. And so these are a whole bunch of aluminum tubes, hundreds and hundreds of aluminum tubes. And this should go in this clip, I imagine. Find out one day. But yeah. So basically, this is what we wind up with at the very end, okay? We wind up with a plastic tube, a battery. Now, the little diode in the beginning and the top there, I just ripped that off. That's that little light diode. There's actually a piece of metal behind it, pretty thick little piece of metal. So I'm just going to throw that in 10 shred. So we got a battery. Now, what am I going to do with the battery? Well, I have a place that I send my batteries to recycle them. I'm going to start actually hoarding these myself because I'm very familiar with the process and recycling regular batteries like this and D cell, A's and D's and triple A's and all that. And if you have enough, if you get enough and your operation's big enough, you actually can make some money off of these things. But for right now, until I decide really what I want to do about recycling batteries, there's a place that I send my batteries off to recycle. And that's where donations to the Eco Guys comes in really handy to help us be able to get these to the right places rather than in a landfill to be recycled. Okay? So your donations do good, believe me. Here's another battery from the other one that I did. So we're going to put that one right there. They look a little different sometimes. Then we got all this little plastics. What am I going to do with all these little plastics? Well, it's real simple what I'm going to do. Oh, I haven't taken the filter out of that one yet. Look at that, it's still in there. I had to pop that out. But these are actually going to be put in a box. All my small little plastics, we recycle credit cards and stuff, and we have little remnants left over. All my little plastics go into this big box, and it gets shipped out to someone who actually turns all these little plastics into wood product and makes park benches, picnic tables, dimensional lumber, fencing, all kinds of stuff with this plastics. So they won't wind up in a landfill, and they won't be questionable recycling anywhere. Where they're going to go, they're going to be scrapped, they're going to be recycled. And also in this one vape, there was an aluminum foil. And we can, some people say that you can't get these recycled at your scrapyard, your particular scrapyard. I've heard a lot of people say that they do not accept aluminum foils. Now, aluminum foil can be anything from aluminum foil to these things to medicine wrappers to anything that's aluminum foil. Well, here in Orlando, my scrapyard does take aluminum foil. They don't pay a lot, but you know what? Something is better than nothing, right? So I put all the aluminum foil in a big box, crush it down with my foot. As soon as it fills up, it goes with me on one of my trips to the scrapyard. Nothing special, just goes with everything else. When I'm turning in these bad boys, copper, yeah, I turn everything in. So that's what's inside a vape, and that's why we need to recycle these rather than throw them away. If you know someone who vapes, if you vape, if you go to a vape store anywhere in the United States, or anywhere in the world actually, and they don't recycle, say, look, I know an organization that will recycle. And these vape stores could be smart. They can say, when you're finished vaping, bring your empty ones back for us to recycle them, please. That drives them people back to their store. So it's smart to take these. When your little box fills up, you just seal it up and you mail it to us, and we will recycle them. And we keep, these are the main deal right here. We keep these bad batteries out of the landfill, and we get them actually recycled. Everything inside gets recycled and the outside of the battery. So yeah, it's really, really, really important that we keep things like this out of the landfills. Okay? It really is. So that's what's inside a vape. We just micro-scrapped a vape. Wasn't that interesting? I hope I did that nice and slow. I've been accused of going quick on some of my micro-scraps, so I did it nice and slow. It was real easily done. You can do it yourself if you want to break these things down, but please, if you do that, and you're doing it for the aluminum tube, which again, I went kind of slow to show you how it's done, but I could zap through these within minutes. A pop, pop, push, push, boom, 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 next. Pop, pop, push, push, boom, 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 next. As I'm watching a movie or something, I'll process these. Don't just throw the stuff away, okay? Especially the batteries. If you're going to scrap these things, you need to do the proper thing and recycle these batteries. Now, you can take batteries. Usually, if you can't ship them out, you can send them to us. But basically, we will take any type of battery. So you can send us batteries if you wish. But any battery shop usually takes these back. Counties and cities have battery recycling programs and drop-off points. So you can call around and find out safe places to put these. Again, it's not really worth it to take 1 or 2 batteries in. So what I usually do is, again, I got a little box. I put it in the back of the closet or in the garage aside. And every time a battery runs out, a AA, a AAA, D, C, whatever, if I'm scrapping vapes and I come in against batteries or any kind of batteries whatsoever, I'll throw them in the box. When the box is full, I'll say, okay, next time I'm going down that street where the battery drop-off is, I'll take them with me and drop them all off, you know. You're doing the right thing, which is cool. I ship them out to a place that I know that will properly recycle them. And I'm really considering doing my own battery recycling because I know how to do it, and I know that it is very profitable if you do it the right way. There's manganese inside these things. That's a product that's worth money if you know how to separate these and you have the right machine. Yeah, there's ways of doing it. So until I figure out if I really want to do that, I ship them to a battery recycler. There it is, vape pens recycled. On to the next one. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Send me your vape pens. And not only do we recycle vape pens, let me show you something else here real quick. Oops, sorry. Ooh, that was like a crazy thing. Give me a second. Sing amongst yourselves. Because I have gloves on and it's going to take me a minute to open up this package. But there's something else too that we take that goes right along the vaping lines here. There's another type of vape, but I'm trying to fish it out now. It's like when you see it and now you want to fish it out, now you can't find it. There it is. Hold on. Now, I will tell you this. I'm in Orlando, Florida, and you mail things to Orlando, Florida. Now, there's also a vape filter pen like this, okay? And we'll go over this again sometime later, but there's precious metals in this. A lot of them have stainless steel, a lot of them have brass. Then you got your plastic end piece here and glass in the middle. Glass is easily recyclable, and again, we ship these plastic pieces off to be recycled. So that's what we do. If you have small plastics you want to recycle, you can always send it to us, and we'll make sure it gets to the right people to recycle. But yeah, now we live in Orlando, Florida. Now you got to be very careful because some states legalize marijuana, and they are marijuana vape pens. It's a very dicey situation trying to mail me an old pen that had marijuana in it because there could be still traces of it in there. I suggest that you look, if you're in an area that has legalized marijuana and you have marijuana pens like this, look for a local company in your area that might take these back and recycle them. If not, you can still get, right now I want to put a halt on anyone sending us marijuana things. They're very similar to this. Some of them are the vape pens. Until I can check it out to see the legalities on that. But so I'll just hold on to them for now, and I'll let you know soon. But I believe the discussions that I've already had, as long as it's empty and it's used and it's being shipped here for the purpose of recycling it, and of course we can prove that, that's not a problem, then it'll be okay, but I wouldn't double check on that. But if it's just regular vape oil, vape pens, filter things like this too, please send them to us. Let's keep these out of the landfill, okay? Alrighty, well, I appreciate you joining me on this scrapping, this micro scrapping venture, and I will see you again soon, I hope. This is John Wild for the Eco Guys. Take care. Yes, I will recycle these gloves. Don't worry about that. Yay.
Danger. The emergency destruct system is now activated. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.